Hi everyone. Are we live? Say hi if you're there. We'll just wait a few minutes until some more people come on and join us. And I think Marnetta will be on shortly. I hope you've all enjoyed the day in Scotland. We've actually had some sun today, so it's been quite nice up here. Leave a comment and let us know how your day's been. I'm a bit red and flustered. I've just been chasing a fly that happened to charge in the room just before I pressed live, so... Oh, hi from Cyprus. I bet it's warm out there. Hey Marnetta, glad you got back okay. Okay. Right, I think we'll get... Oh, hi Kath from Basingstoke. And if anyone's not quite gathered, I haven't got a Scottish accent. I'm actually from Basingstoke. So hi Kath. Hi Sarah. Anyone else? Okay. Hope you've all had a good day. Now, Marnetta asked if we could do an interview on Relax Kids, but unfortunately because of Facebook settings we've not quite managed to work out the dual screen or anything, so Marnetta's going to type the questions and I'm going to try and answer the questions and talk to you guys. So if I just start by saying sort of a little bit about how I got into Relax Kids, which is a bit of a long story, so I'll try and keep it short, but basically my son needed some support, especially emotionally, and he also needed to learn how to relax because he's very hyper, he's on the go all the time. So I went on search for something that was specifically for him. I meditate and I did a lot of yoga and things like that, but I wanted something for children and I really struggled to find anything that was suitable for him. And then Relax Kids kind of popped up and I think I downloaded the 21-day program, which was amazing. It was just brilliant and I thought there's something in this. But things happen, life gets in the way a little bit and I carried on. I had a busy care career. I'd been in care for 15 years, loved it, and 2 young kids. And then all of a sudden my back sort of went from under me and I ended up in a wheelchair for a few months. And while I was in the bed rethinking what I was going to do because I couldn't go back to care, Relax Kids kept popping up. It was really bizarre. It was like it popped up on Facebook or a friend would talk about it. My nephew was actually going to CAFS classes. And I thought, now's the time, and decided to get myself out of the wheelchair and down to Glasgow and went down and trained with the lovely Emma. I think I'd been out of the wheelchair about 4 days when I got on a train and went down there, and it was just life-changing and I've not looked back since. So that's a little bit about me. So has anyone got any questions? I think Marnetta has got a few. Oh, I should learn how to scroll. Hi, Stuart from Okay. So, is there any questions? My screen's a bit slow, so hopefully they'll pop up. So, my career, I think I've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I started off working with adults in supported accommodation and then took on the role as managing accommodation and support needs for those that lived there. I loved it. I absolutely loved my job. I went into home care once I had my children and just loved it. I found it really fulfilling and I got a real sense of I was making a difference to these people. And I think once I realised that career was over, I really sort of longed for something that would give me that sense again. And I found it with Relax Kids. I found that sense of making a difference and really just getting that self-confidence back, and the feeling like you can come home at the end of the night and really feel like you've put in a good day and you've made someone smile. It's worth everything. Why do I love teaching Relax Kids? I have to be honest, I hadn't worked with children that much prior to Relax Kids, so it was daunting, but I love working with the kids. I work a lot in primary schools, and just going in and high-fiving down the corridor, and when they look forward to seeing you. I love the fact that you can walk into a class and you've got 20 children that are up to here. They've pretty much had enough. They need a break, and by the end of the session they're all laying down, they're all chilled out, breathing. It's really lovely to see. What else have we got here? My personal passion, I have to say, is helping people. I've never planned any of my careers. They've just kind of, I follow the paths that were put in front of me and see where it leads, but they all seem to lead to helping others and trying to make a difference. And I don't want to be famous. I don't want all of that. I've never dreamed of all of that. I just want to know at the end of the day, I made someone smile and I really made a difference to that person. So what do you feel children need most at this time? My children need sleep. They need structure. Definitely a sense of normality, which, although I feel we've got that within lockdown. Like we rarely leave the house. In Scotland, our schools are still closed, and there's still no shops open and things. I think it's slightly different in England. But I think they just need to be able to talk, and feel like they can be listened to. My kids are 5 and 6. Some of their feelings that are coming up may not seem like much, but to them it's really important. It's important we explain why they can't see their friends, and just that open communication and honesty within, whatever's appropriate for your child, but certainly love and some kind of consistency really at home and routine. What was your life like as a Relax Kids coach pre-lockdown? Give us an idea of your day. My life was really busy. I'm not going to lie. I think lockdown came at quite a good time for me, just to kind of regroup. But yeah, I was working in schools the majority of the time, 4 days a week. I'm also a uni student. Relax Kids made me realise I want to work with kids, which has got me on a path of learning, so I'm now halfway through a degree as well. I also was working a lot with various different groups, adoption agencies and things, and running a community group as well. I think that finished at the end of January, and obviously I've had to postpone the next block of that. But yeah, it was busy. There's a lot more that was in the pipeline that hasn't been, but hopefully after we come out of lockdown and things kind of get on track a little bit more, we can pick that up again. What have I been doing during lockdown? With 2 young kids, I've not really had chance to do Zoom trainings or things like that, but what I have done is I've started connecting a lot more with local groups. Murray has an amazing wellbeing hub, which offers training and support and a bit of a go-to shop for people in regards to wellbeing and mental health. So I've done a lot with them, become quite active with them, making connections with people. I get a lot of people contacting me for advice or find out about sessions and things, so I speak to them a lot. And it's really just been about showing support and building those connections within the area. And hopefully, as we come out of this, I think a lot of us are worried about sort of what's going to happen and the effects this has had on children's mental health. So it's about looking at what we can do, not only as a coach, but as a community to support these children. And there's a lot of really exciting things in the pipeline. where I'm sort of collaborating with some groups and to see what we can sort of put on and support the kids. So although it's been sort of a bit of a strange situation, hopefully a lot of good's going to come out of it. What changes have you noticed in the children after teaching Relaxed Kids? I suppose a lot of the changes is their confidence. I would say 90% of the groups I work in, you walk in and you say to them, right, can you think of something positive about yourself, And the majority of them just say no. They can't think of it, not even one thing that's positive. And by the end of the course or the sessions or however long I've worked for them, they start to sort of see those little positives or recognise things in others and then sort of see that in themselves as well. So it's really lovely the first time a child can actually say, I am good at, or, I am a kind person, or I am caring. It can get quite emotional sometimes. When you're teaching Relaxed Kids classes, what changes did you notice? Oh, I think I've just done that one. Yeah. Do you have any stories about your classes? I suppose, as I said, a lot of it is about seeing their confidence. I've done a lot of one-to-ones, which have been really special. One one-to-one was very emotional. I have to say, there was tears all round when a child was giving his mum a massage and opened up about something that hadn't really been thought had affected him, and it was a few years before, and he opened up and it all came out, and it was like really emotional, but you could see the bond between the mum and her son, and it was really special. That one will always stay with me. But I think with all my classes, there's a lot of children I've worked with for the whole 2.5 years. I've been a coach, and to see them now moving on to the next stages in their life is pretty special, and they're going out there with a lot more confidence and a smile, which is really important. What have you enjoyed most about being a Relaxed Kids coach? What changes has it made in your life? What I've enjoyed most, to be perfectly honest, as a coach, is the freedom to be able to, one, work around my kids, but two, I enjoy the fact that I go to different schools, I meet different children, but I also have the same children that I work with a lot. And I really love seeing them. That I look forward to seeing them every week. And I hope they look forward to seeing me. But we have a lot of fun, which is good. What changes it made in your life? Oh, it's made my home life so much easier. My son especially, who's had there's some conditions there. They're just not quite diagnosed yet. But he's very hyper. He's on the go all the time. And Relaxed Kids has enabled me to feel empowered to support him and to support my daughter. And it's made home life much easier. Why do you think Relaxed Kids are important in schools? They're so important. I think I hear all the time, my kid doesn't need that, my kid's fine. And that's great, and I love the fact that a lot of children manage perfectly fine throughout their day. However, that doesn't mean to say that in a few years' time something might happen, or they might need that little bit of support or that emotional toolbox that we build up. I wish I had these techniques as a child, and it might have made my teenage years a little bit easier, and adulthood, to be fair. So I think it's important that we sort of give these kids these skills, and they don't necessarily have to need them at that point, but they're in there then, they're in their brain, and they can pull on them at any point, anytime they need to. And I think that's the most important message I think we can get across to schools, is education is so important, but also so is emotional health, because at the end of the day, the brightest kid can't succeed if they don't have the confidence to push themselves to succeed. And by giving them these tools, we can help them with that. So what have we got here? Do you have a favourite age group that you teach? Funnily enough, I don't really know, because I've done Little Stars, which is our nursery age kids. I love that. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty full on. But I'm predominantly in primary school and work with primary age children. And I love working with all of them, but certainly the older primary children. In Scotland, primary goes up to age 12. Um, so that's sort of the upper end of primary school I really enjoy. I think they're more able to discuss how they feel, and it's a conversation. And however, I just love working with all the kids really in primary. I'm really looking forward to being able to go and do more with high school children. There's a big need up here for that. So I'm fingers crossed we'll be on the charge up training soon. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm just reading through all the. Are you pleased that you took the plunge and got out the wheelchair and became a Relax Kids coach? Definitely, definitely. I think in the beginning, I wasn't quite sure whether I would have the confidence to go and do it. I'm not great putting myself out of the comfort zone, as you can see. I go quite red, always have done. I used to wear green foundation as a teenager because I can't really cope. Unless it's something I'm really passionate about and really knowledgeable about, then I'll push myself. And I think I've found that now with Relax Kids. It was the best thing I've ever did. And I'm looking forward to finishing the degree and furthering the business really after that. But in the meantime, it's just great. It's great that I can get out in the community. It's great the contacts I'm making. So I'm really enjoying it. Have you received responses from parents and teachers? Yeah, I think with that, it's kind of those little messages at the end of the day saying thank you. And I've built up some good friendships actually with some of the parents of the children that I've supported. One of my friends actually did come on the training and has just passed her teaching course, so I'm not sure whether she's online, but her daughter and her children love coming to the sessions, and it's been really fab to see how much they've embraced it as a family. So I know she thoroughly enjoyed the sessions. Do I teach Relax Kids to adults? I haven't done an adult session. I have done sort of chill and chats where I sort of sit down and speak to parents or teachers, and we sort of have a chat about things and look at different techniques and how sort of we can help children, and talking about the sessions, and so that's been quite good. I will be venturing into Just Relax for adults as we come out of lockdown. I'm doing some collaboration with some groups to try and help with that. So fingers crossed. Oh, hi Trista. Oh, Trista, I'll be in touch, honestly. Oh, it's so lovely to hear you. What has been the best thing and most difficult thing about being a Relax Kids coach? The best thing's definitely been meeting everybody. Especially Trista, you've thrown me. It's definitely been meeting everybody and actually feeling like I've made a difference to people. The most difficult thing is putting yourself out there. It's getting out there, it's speaking to people you would never have spoken to before. People who, have got vast amounts of experience with children. And, I remember speaking to a pediatric doctor who's actually been quite useful in my business. But I remember speaking to her and sort of stumbling a little bit talking to her. So I think that's been the most difficult thing, kind of overcoming my own barriers that I built myself, really. But Relax Kids helps you as well. It's not just about helping the children. You get so much from it yourself, and you grow so much that it's been a journey. It's been 2 years, but it's gone so quick. and you meet so many amazing people. Um, why would you like to take the Charge Up training? Mainly because there is such a demand for support for teenagers and older children. I myself really struggled as a teenager emotionally, and my mental health was up and down. And I just feel that, giving these skills to young children is great because we're giving them the toolkit now, so as they grow. But teenagers are already there, they're already dealing with big emotions, and really they're starting to get independence and going out into the world. And I think this is the time that these tools really, really come into play. So the Charge Up training, which I've seen amazing things and heard amazing things from people that have been on it, and I really feel there is a big need. I remember being in a meeting, and it was the first thing I was asked: can you work with teenagers? Which we can, as coaches we can, and I love the fact that Relax Kids is so adaptable. When you can walk into a room and run sessions with with a 3-year-old, and you can go into a care home and run sessions with older people too. It's amazing. But I feel the Charge Up training is really targeted towards that age group, and I think I would benefit from having that as my toolkit to help them as well. I also really love teenagers. So, and also, as Trista has said about her going up to high school, it would be great to also be able to go up and work with the year that are going up to high school, because I feel they've had a pretty tricky end of their primary years, and it would be nice to be able to connect with them again in high school, which I'm going to try and do, Trista, don't worry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Manetta. Okay. If anyone's got any more questions, pop them in, and we will try and answer them when we're not on air. But don't worry if you've got anything, or message us at Relax Kids, and we will try and answer them for you. There's a massive community of amazing coaches there who are all willing to help. So give us a shout. But thank you for joining us, and it was lovely to see so many familiar faces. And thank you. Okay, good night. Enjoy your Tuesday night, I think we're on. Okay, take care. Bye.